Alrighty, so now we're going to have a World Service update. If Howard, you wouldn't mind taking over. And here's the clicker.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm reporting from our World Community Service Committee.
In frame, Howard, in frame.
Fred.
Reporting from our World Community Service Committee, the projects we've had this year. As you know, our committee has been very active for quite a few years. We have a very generous budget of $10,000, and we'd like to have small projects that don't exceed $3,000 in funding each. So we have plenty of project ideas, and we always welcome new club members to give us ideas or join our committee and join in the fun of helping people abroad. So our committee consists, you see here, Maggie Kraft and Tom Ellis are the chairpersons of our committee, and Randy and Charlie and Matt and Nick and Ashley, Sarah and myself are members of the committee. We have, I think it will end up being 8 projects this year. The first one is one that we're been involved in previous years. We're building the 3rd primary school in the Swat Valley in Pakistan. And remember, we have this very reliable contact person, Zebu Jalani, the granddaughter of the former ruler of the Swat Valley. And through her, she organizes these projects and manages them. She insists that there be as many girls as boys in the schools. And she has great authority in the Swat Valley. So she makes things happen, and she reliably sends us reports at the end of the year along with photographs of the schools that have been finished. Her husband died recently, which is very sad, but she assures me that this year's project is going as scheduled, will be completed around April or May, and it's in the Guarzar village this year, serving several hundred children. First school that this village will have. Second project, Lonnie Grafman visited our committee. Some of you know him. He's a professor up at HSU in the engineering department. He's very proactive, very involved with international projects that are sustainable and simple so that they remain sustainable once the project has been constructed. And he came to us with project ideas. He's involved with water catchment systems that collect rainwater and provide water systems that are clean for villages in Haiti, for small rural communities in Haiti and Puerto Rico. And in Haiti, we are funding one of the water catchment systems for a community. And in Puerto Rico, we're funding books that are described in Spanish how to build water catchment systems locally. And there are 20 of those books that we're funding with that, so it'll have an exponential effect and be useful to many villages. In Thailand, Maggie had a contact person there with a refugee camp. It's a home of 30 kids who are refugees and from refugee families, and we're going to provide scholarships so 8 of the older students can go to school. And incidentally, I'll be showing you some photos of some of these projects in a minute. And then in Honduras, Maggie has a contact person there who's involved with medical treatments for children, and we're providing $1,000 there towards supplies for cleft palate medical treatments. And Philippines, Tom has a contact person there, and we're providing school supplies for needy situations in the Philippines. Remember Cambodia? We funded the Cambodia Academy a number of years. One year we funded the entire academy through a global matching grant, and several other years we funded classrooms of students. And this year the committee's asked me to get back in touch with them. We haven't been funding them for a number of years. We don't like to keep funding the same project year in and year out, but we had some extra funds left over, so I got in touch with I should mention the Hans Eide has died, who created the school, but he really had a strong board of trustees set up that's taken over and it's doing a great job at keeping the school going. And so I contacted John Barrett, who's on that board, and asked him what they needed. And they need to buy a newer bus. The old bus that provides transportation for the kids to get to school is really run down and needs to be replaced. And we're not funding the entire bus, but we're helping to fund the bus, and they will, by May, have collected all the money they need to buy that bus. So we're sending $1,000 to them. And finally, Charlie has just returned. Charlie, where are you?
She's over there.
Has just returned from an amazing experience in Guatemala, and I won't, she's going to speak next week as the program speaker, so I won't spill the beans on you, but just tell you it's a very exciting project that she was engaged with, and she's has an opportunity for us to continue work there. So she'll report on that next week, and we provided the balance of our budget to her towards her project, and next year I think the committee will probably provide more, is the plan. So here are some photos of some of these projects that I have right now. Let's see, this is a reminder of the past work that we've done in Pakistan. Rabia Lawrence, a local, amazing local woman that many of you know, who established contacts in the Swat Valley, and through her we found out about Zebu, who lives in Princeton, New Jersey now. And Zebu is in the photograph along with her husband and some of us committee members. When she visited us, she usually visits every year. We'll see if she can come this year since she's had that tragedy in her family. What is her name? In the lower left corner, who won the Nobel Prize. She is from the Swat Valley also, so that's an amazing place in Pakistan that it's very impoverished. And then, this is a school we funded last year at Zar village, and I included a little sign that tells the villagers that we local people here in the United States are helping them in Pakistan. And this then are a few introductory photos that Zebu sent to me about the beginning construction of the school this year. She always sees to it that the villagers provide the land, so the villagers are empowered to participate in this. We're not just doing it and not even knowing whether they really need it or are going to use it. And plus they provide volunteer labor to build the school. And they really know how to do these projects. You can see that here they've got this site up on the hillside above the village, and they're leveling the terrain where they're going to put the foundation and build the school. And that's where they are now, but Zebu assures me by May this building will be completed. We've seen this happen several times now, so it's pretty amazing. Finally, I did locate this refugee village home where community where the children are located in Thailand, and you see they actually live on these traditional homes up on stilts because it gets very wet there in rainy season. And you see some of the younger children there, and let's see, but the children we're funding are a little bit older and are ready to go to school. Finally, I just put a few Cambodia slides together to remind you of the Cambodia Academy, completely created, constructed by funding from Rotarians. And that's one of the class of students that we sponsored several years ago. So it's a great effort. And so that's your World Community Service Committee. Thank you for your support.